Hello, my name is Nico. So I've been selling on Amazon for the last 4 years, and I've been able to grow this from a part-time thing into a full-time business. At the moment in time, we're at 10,500 profit for the month, and we've sold about 42K. It is kind of mad. So how did I start? Well, I started with a method of retail arbitrage. All I had to do was I simply went around stores and was able to scan, for example, toys like this one, the Hot Wheels for £7, use BuyBot Pro and scan it and see that I could sell it for 28, and this is the profit that I would get from it. But eventually I thought, well, this is brilliant for the Christmas period. But the problem that I had is how could I keep this going and scale it into the business which I wanted to? Because really the main thing for me was time. For me, time is super valuable, especially because I've got two little ones now. I need to make sure that I'm doing everything possible that I can spend as much time as them as possible. If I was still doing the arbitrage model, I would still have to drive all around different places in order to find those deals. Now, don't get me wrong, you can make really good money with retail arbitrage and online arbitrage. You can still make a great amount of money, but you've got to put the time in with it. The model that I use is called private label model, and it takes time to grow it, but once you utilize it and know and you've got all the mechanisms in place, then it's a case of you just getting your supplier to just reorder 500 units and then sell those 500 units and again and again and again, and then you're launching different new products. Now, my question to you is, and the question to the people that start with is do you start with your idea, or do you get the data and then get your idea, if that makes sense? So really what I'm after here is, are you biased or are you unbiased when you pick in your private label product? So say, for example, I'm looking at stuff here. Now, because it's that cold, I'm not able to use my fancy camera. I'll have to put a bit more insulation because literally the lens fogs up. But I was looking at this small rig case here. So that is, I paid 50 quid and I thought, well, could I find the same thing on Alibaba and could I sell it? So let's have a look on Amazon for us. If you're thinking, hold on, something's happened here. Yeah, it is me. I've just recorded this 2 weeks after because I realized that unfortunately for myself is hand pressed not record. I hadn't activated this microphone onto this. But anyways, so what we've got here is this small rig, exactly as we've shown here. Again, we're not able to use this due to the fact that it just fogs up the moment I put any heat towards it. So I'm going to try and hopefully fix that as soon as possible. And what we can see is straight away this is the small rig that we've got. Now, how much money are they making? Let's have a look at that using Helium 10. So they're making about 6K per month of this. And you could literally screenshot this and you'll see straight away how we've got the small rig, and potentially this is something that you might be looking for. This is for the Sony ZV-E10. Maybe you want to look into a camera that more people are buying. I know this is quite an entry point camera, so hence as to why I tried it. But say you went down that route, okay, so you're thinking, I want to find Sony ZV-E10 accessories. So what pops up? We've got the small rig, potentially. Maybe you can have a wrist strap, you can have a case, and you can utilize those ideas to find potentially products that you could bring over here. Maybe we can have a screen protector. Now, a screen protector isn't going to be that much, I imagine, but let's have a look. Maybe you could build a whole brand according to it. So you can see how we've got protective bubble for that one. That's what we've got, but maybe we wanted to have a look at that. Screen protectors, 20p, they're selling it for $7.49. So yeah, what they've done a bit of a difference here is they've added something different here for this listing. But the way I recommend you doing your product research is by having look at the data and then come up with your idea. So say again, we're going to be looking at photography, so electronics and photo. Let's see what else pops up. You've got ebook, e-reader, cinema. So in fact, let's select the whole electronics and photo. Actually, no, it's going to be too much, but let's put camera and photo. Yeah, camera and photo. Number of sellers, we're going to put 2, because why are we doing that? Again, we want to do it in such a way that we've only got PL sellers. We don't want arbitrage models. What are we after? Well, we after potentially something around 60 and 100 20 sales per month, like 60 to 120. What are you after? You after a lazy seller? After what? Now, we're going to put a maximum variation count of 1, but we don't want variations here, and we are after somebody who's being quite lazy, so a maximum images of 3. Anything else that can make sense here? Well, we're looking at review rating, so a maximum review rating of 4. We're looking for an opportunity here. You're not reinventing the wheel. You're looking for an opportunity. So how many products will that give us for this? So it gave us this OM system. Let's have a look what this is. It says OM system, FIS eye body caps lens, suitable for all Olympus Panasonic MFT cameras. Black. We have got 2 ratings. Is at 2. 50 plus sold. Not crazy. Now, what I would do, looking at this camera here, I would potentially make sure that people know how it's connected. Now, why is that important? So I've got this camera here. You can see this is a Sony mount, an E mount. So I'm expecting, if I was to look at reviews, potentially they've not got the right definition. So let's have a look. Adapter needed for Micro 4 3DS fake. This is not an Olympus built lens. Cheap and nasty. Really not impressed. Was sold Black Friday deal. More. So it was compatible with all Olympus Micro. Trying to months. So what we're looking for here, okay, we need to make sure that if you were to make something like this here and bring it over, that is very, very clear that you could utilize it. Now, the lens on this camera is the Sigma lens. It is not a Sony lens, but of course it still works correctly. Hence as to why I've got no issues with being a knockoff. But this is selling even with this. Got back to black box again for us. If you wanted to go down the lenses route, clearly this is something that works. In fact, let's have a look if I was to screenshot this. What would it give us? Because I've got a good imagination that we might actually get that. So we've got different lenses that are popping up here. I would have to have a look and see, could I get the exact same lens as this one? Yeah, I would simply have to go down and have the route and see, could I find something like that as this lens here. But they're selling it for $89.99. What have we got? It's 9mm, 9mm one. Yeah, you just have to put lens 9mm file. Let's have a look at that. Let's copy this. It pops up here. So not getting the exact item here for us, potentially. Maybe it's the title, maybe it's the OM system. I've not used an Olympus camera, so I don't know. Maybe I'm putting the wrong settings on this. But if this is something that you're thinking, well, I want to further go into it, that's what you do your research on this product. For me, this is okay. I don't like having products where I can get such bad reviews. But how could you fix it? Well, be specific. Show people, have you got an Olympus camera? Okay, if you get in a 4K revenue, maybe make a video showing that it fits on this camera, etc. We're trying to make it better. Let's have a look at the filters again here. Variation kind of 1. We've got images. Let's put maximum images of 4. Would anything else pop up? We've got this Swiss Pro disposable cameras. Great for weddings, I imagine. So we've got 4-star reviews, 53 ratings, so newest listing for us. We are getting Swiss Pro disposable camera, single use. We're getting a 2-pack, so we've got 27 exposure flash. Let's have a look at reviews, because that's what I'm looking for. How can I make it better? Do not buy it especially for your wedding. Ouch. Neither of my cameras worked. Poor quality, do not buy. And then you've got 5 stars, 90 is perfect. Well-made camera. Right, I guess you can't please anyone. But disposable cameras, people are using them for weddings, etc. You can see they're all down here too. Could we get disposable cameras, single use, over from Alibaba? I've not gone down to the nitty gritty yet. Okay, I've not looked at the data specifically. I look at the demand, etc. I'm just having a look. Is the price something that I could potentially do over here? We've got again cameras, $4.50, £2. So let's have a look at here. So what they've got two of them for that. So say potentially you've got it for 10. It's got a profitability calculator for us. They're saying £10 landed for these. Apologies. £10 landed, and we are at 0. So we've got a nice potentially margin of 30%. Again, anything else I change it. As soon as I put it 11, you can see the difference on the margin. It'll drop, but it's very, very interesting for us. So we'll look at another filter one more time. Let's go for let's increase the parent level sales from 50, decrease of 50, and then go to 150. Quite a big gap really here for us. Same again. Let's have let's go from 40. Actually, edit filters. Let's get rid of that. Each different thing that you do in the filters is going to give you a different amount of products for you to have a look at. So we've got antique leather bound brass, telescope with wooden box. Some of the telescopes, electronic and photo, I guess. Interesting. We've got vintage camera, Japanese analog SLR, ink paper. We've got a camera. Now, interesting, okay, they're competing with the big names like Ring, Blink, and they are still getting sales. Binoculars, there you go. So puffin binoculars. Now, this is something that I don't know is RSPB. So how can I check if this is a proper store? Well, if I click this, help protect wildlife you love, I can check it. It looks like they're doing a bit of effort here. Obviously, very, very lazy with just the one image on this item. Not crazy, but maybe something you could tip a deep dive and do it. If you wanted to check if this is indeed a brand or not, after you saw we clicked here, maybe potentially you could have searched for that on the internet and find out if it is. Now, let's have a look at binoculars. Is it puffin binoculars maybe? Will this pop up? Puffin binoculars. We've got it there. Yeah, so they must be, the puffin binoculars must be something that pops up. But could I look at binoculars as being a niche that I could go down into? Let's have a look at the full summary. Demand 100% is there. And let's have a look, analyze the products. We're going to filter and we're going to remove the highest sponsor products. And we're looking for something we could potentially gain entry into. So you've got the parent level sales, you can see them here. Let's have a look if I can get the reviews also too. So review count, there we go. So what am I looking here? Okay, I'm looking for a correlation. Somebody new entered the market, but also getting quite a lot of sales. That's what we're trying to do here. So I'm looking for parent level sales. Is it first away for me to enter the market? You can see how it goes 125, 111. If I was to filter slowest to biggest, smallest to biggest even, we've got 74. But we have got, I would say, 22, 18, some new players in the market. So let's have a look at that. What have we got here? so much better images you could take of this. So much better pictures. And we've not got the A plus content here, so product description, we've just got that. I guess if you know what binoculars potentially you're looking for, but very, very cheap, maybe that's why they've gone so fast and jumped here. Let's have a look. Anything else? We've got the 22 guy here for adults. A bit more effort here. Okay, they've definitely made a lot more effort. And let's have a look if they've got the A plus content. You can see how they've got a bit more effort that's done. But very, very interesting to see binoculars being something that potentially you can bring over. So what did we start with here today? Okay, so what did we start with? We started with this camera. Yeah, we start with this camera. We're talking about the small rig on it, and eventually through using Blackbox and doing a deep dive on everything that we've been doing is we came out with binoculars. So this is what I want us to be thinking of is I would go through binoculars and look at the data, and that gives me an idea. It's up to you what you want to do, but for me personally, I found that it's been a lot easier when I've just gone and gone without looking to make something work. How many times you've done something and you think, well, I've got to make this work, I've got to make this work, and you're looking at the same thing over and over again. You've got tunnel vision. But if you've got with an open mind and you just put the data in, put your filters in, and then you get your result, then I think that's where you're going to work better for yourselves. And if you're interested on doing any private label and what I've been doing, I've got the cheat sheet below in the description for yourselves. All you got to do is just follow the link and there'll be a first email to yourselves. Along with that, you'll also get an invitation to the free server that I've got where you can ask me questions. And if you would like to have someone mentor you in order to build your brand and be with you until you reach 100,000 revenue, all you got to do is book a call with the link again below in the description for yourselves, and we can just talk for half an hour and realize and find out for yourselves, am I what you need in order to help the business grow for yourselves. So it's just, and honestly, it's just absolutely amazing. It is the 7th of the month at the moment in time. We're currently on 14,857 in sales, and we are at 3,228 profit. That's mad. Yeah, that literally is mad. I started this 4 years ago and I did 27k in the whole year. I've done 14k in 7 days, and not honestly, I am only working 3 days a week, if that, on Amazon. Very pleased with the decision that I've done to change 2 years ago, and I really do hope that I can help you also take that jump. Thanks so much for watching, everyone.